was just tiny, and my Uncle Jack said to Mom, "She's small, you can put her in a doll box." And then he thought for a while, he said, "Let's call her Dolly." So that's what my mom told me. That's why my name was Dolly. So when I named this book, my name is Dolly. It's to pay back that supervisor. So this book has some stories about my experience at the residential school, and for me, it was not a horrible place, because I had two girlfriends, and we always did our jobs, and when we finished, we ran downstairs, grabbed books to read, or then we started to knit or sew or something. But we never got into trouble. In fact, I remember the supervisor coming downstairs and peeking in the playroom to make sure that we were still there. And as far as the other children go, a lot of times bad things happen in your own home and you don't even know about it. And that's what it was like. We heard now and then that something had happened, but we just kept quiet. We didn't want to talk about it. So I thought I would just tell you that I was 11 years old when I went to work in a fish cannery, and I was very tall. My mother was 6'1".
Wow.
Her dad was 6'4". He was a Scotchman. And my granny was 5 feet tall. So most of us that were born, brothers and sisters, were quite tall. In fact, when I was 11 years old, you'll see on page 16, that's my mother standing there, and I'm beside her. I'm quite tall, and what happened was, I was at the residential school and went home, and when I got to Prince Rupert, my dad and my brother met me, and I went to work. They brought me to a fish cannery, and I went to work. So I'll just read you part of it. At first, the work was fun. 3 girls about my age had to take new cans out of a box and roll them down a chute. After a few weeks, the boss told us to stand up, and he proceeded to measure our height. He looked at me and told me that I was tall enough to wash fish. He brought me downstairs where the fish were put on a moving belt that slid towards us. I had to grab one and quickly clean inside and put it back on the belt. The tap water continually poured down. I tried to keep up with the other women that were cleaning fish. At the end of the summer, I went to get my pay. Willis, my brother, watched while a man added up my hours. I had enough money to pay for my travel costs back to the residential school in Alberni, which was $26. I must have made about $200 because I had enough money to buy my mom a coat and take some back to the residential school. I also had enough to pay for my return train fare back home. So the coat that I gave Mom was the only coat that she had, because there was 14 in our family, and the children always needed something, so my mom never had a coat. She always had a jacket. So on on page 16, you'll see how proud I was when I gave Mom her coat. When I gave Mom her coat, she had a large smile on her face. She put it on and asked, "Where did you buy it?" I told her that Dad took me to Prince Rupert and we went into a lady's store. I remember the clerk asked me what I wanted to buy. I said, "A pretty coat for my mom." When she asked me what size Mom was, I just said that she was skinny and raised my hand up high to give her an idea of her height. I just said that she was skinny, and raised my hand up high to give her an idea of my mom's height. Mom was about 6 feet tall. Dad agreed, and I picked out a dark blue coat with brass studs near the shoulders. The sleeves had a cuff. Mom looked beautiful in her new coat. So the rest of this book was about when I went to high school here